Hey guys, welcome. Thanks for joining me today. We're going to be working through a series today for lower back pain and discomfort. So if you're anything like me or most adults that I've ever met, at some point in your life you're going to find yourself experiencing some discomfort, pain, or tension in the lumbar spine, which is our lower back. It could be from a job where you're standing a lot. It could be from sitting at a desk all day like I do. It could be from injury, maybe pregnancy, driving around in the car a lot. There's just all sorts of things that we can do in our daily life that contribute to some crankiness down there in our low back. So today we're just going to have a gentle series that's going to move through some motion there to kind of free up the spine, and then also start building some strength in our core and abdominals so that we support our body and just kind of get that decompression working from the inside out. So you may have tried some hanging from bars or hanging upside down, maybe a little bit of aerial yoga, some twisting, that kind of stuff. And all those things are really wonderful. They can really relieve a lot of pain and tension in the short term, but they are also just kind of a short-term solution. And what we want to do is begin creating the framework in the muscular skeletal system in the body to just support what's going on there in our spine so that we can just walk around all the time feeling awesome and not have to rely on those things to decompress the spine. So we want to create space and strength here that holds our body where it should be and protects our spine and keeps us in the alignment we need to be in so that we can just have a good back day every day. So jump into something comfortable. Join me on a mat. If you don't have a mat, carpet is fine. Hard floors are a little uncomfortable, but if you've got a towel, you can make it work. We're going to begin today lying on our backs, so just find somewhere and something comfortable and come down to lie on your back. Hug your knees into your chest and just take a nice couple of breaths here. You made it, you showed up for yourself today. Showing up is the hardest part of anything, so good for you. Pat yourself on the back. Let go of your to-do list for the rest of the day. We've just got a few minutes here together to enjoy, to relax, to experience this moment. And we can resume whatever the rest of our day holds after this. Oh, a couple more breaths here. And when you feel satisfied, take your hands, place them on your knees, and you're just going to start making slow circles, giving the low back a little massage. And these can be as big or as small as is comfortable. Find a speed and a size that feels good on your body today. Keeping the shoulders on the ground. Not a whole lot of movement here, just a little nice massage. Thanking our body for showing up, paying attention to what it's like to be inside of your body today. Take the circle in the other direction, paying attention to the differences. Do you feel any different sensations in your hips going this direction? Any differing sensations in different parts of your back and your shoulders? Feel yourself holding tension in your neck. Just notice. There's no right or wrong. And come back into center. Give yourself a nice little hug again. Oh. And now we're going to work on just a little bit of core strength. We're going to work to strengthen the transverse abdominis muscle, which is a large core muscle that wraps around from your belly all the way to your back. This muscle is in charge of stability for your body, and it's going to create that space that we want between our hips and our lower rib cage and create that decompression naturally within the body so we can just walk around feeling awesome. Low back meets the ground here. Knees come up, feet slowly moving towards the other side of the room. You should feel your core engage here. Try pushing a little bit further and you'll notice that your low back comes up off the ground. So we want to find that sweet spot in there where our low back is on the ground, but our core is engaged. So back your knees up and find the position for you. It may just be a little tiny movement. It may be a little bit larger movement. Just pay attention to what it's like to be in your body. Low back flush to the ground, feeling the core engage. Pushing the knees forward just enough. And relax. You can keep your hands on the belly here, feeling the core muscles engage. Allowing strength to build slowly. This is not an intense move, it's not crunches. It's just a slow, steady build. Breathe in, keeping that low back on the floor. Relaxing the body, engaging the core. Noticing where you might be holding tension, other places, maybe in your toes. One more inhale here. Exhale, hug the knees in. I'm gonna do that one more time, so take your time, find your sweet spot. Wiggle around and reset. Low back is planted firmly on the ground. Knees coming up towards the ceiling, feet reaching down towards the bottom of your mat. Finding that place where your core is engaging. Here along the side is where we want to feel it. Pushing yourself a little further just to feel the transition. So when I get to about here, I start feeling my low back come up off the ground and I lose the ability to engage my TVA right here along the side. So you find that place, just pull your knees back. Explore what it's like to be in your body. Can feel along the side. You may be able to feel your TVA, you may not. Either one is fine. And just rest here with that core engagement for a few more breaths. Being mindful of keeping the low back to the mat. Core engaged. Remembering to breathe. On your next exhale, hug the knees back into the chest, and then we're gonna take a fun roll up to a seated position. Coming into hands and knees. We're going to do a little bit of spinal flexion. Cat-cow. Spread those fingertips wide on the mat, placing your palms directly under your shoulders, giving yourself a nice foundation. Taking the knees underneath the hip points. Can wiggle a little bit here, get comfortable. Tops of the feet can be against the mat or toes can be tucked, whatever's more comfortable for you, so just find what feels good. On our inhale, we're gonna drop the belly, raising the head, relaxing the shoulders down away from the ears, looking up towards the ceiling. On our exhale, rounding the spine, tucking the tailbone, imagining an invisible thread pulling the middle of your spine up towards the ceiling. Arms are fully extended, hands pressing down firmly into the mat. Head releases, pulling the belly button up towards the spine. So getting some nice movement through the entire spine. Back and forth with your own breath. Inhale, dropping the belly, shoulders relax away from the ears, tailbone points up, head looking up. Exhaling, articulating through the spine, rolling all the way up, pressing down into your mat, shoulders extend, relaxing that head. A few more at your own pace here. There's no rush, move with your breath. Notice what it's like to be in your body today. You can try switching your feet out. If your toes are tucked, untuck them. Explore. Notice the different sensations in your lower back as your spine moves and as it finds full extension. In cat and in cow. What do you notice about the sensations in your body? You can have a little fun here. If it feels good, you can sway your hips side to side, wag your tail. Just give yourself a few minutes to explore what it's like to be in your body. Notice. On your next inhale, come to neutral spine, tabletop, flat back. Now coming into a low lunge, you're gonna pick up your right foot, place it in between your hands. If the knee's a little sensitive here, you can grab a blanket, a cushion, a pillow. I'll grab one here. So whatever you need to do to make your body comfortable. Placing your knee up on that pillow. For a little bit more stability here, you're gonna place the back or the top of your foot on the back against the mat. That'll help you balance a little bit better. Just take a moment and breathe here. This is creating some extension in the low back and supporting us with the front leg so we don't have to hold our own body weight while we get a little stretch in the lower back. Notice if you're holding any tension in the shoulders, if they're starting to creep up towards the ears, you can relax them down the spine. Hands can be flat on the mat here, they can be fingertips, they can be fists, you can grab a couple of yoga blocks or a book, just find somewhere that's comfortable, where you're not feeling a lot of compression right here in the hip flexor. On your next exhale, shift the hips back. Right toes are pointing up towards the nose in a half split stretch. So creating a little bit more space here in the low back. Same here for hands if you want to grab a block, if that's more comfortable. If you feel yourself wibbling and wobbling, you can spread your legs out a little bit further and give yourself just a wider base to work from. Now, it doesn't really matter here if you're very far forward or very far up. Just find somewhere that's comfortable in your body. Your flexibility is going to be unique to you and the day that you're working with. On your next inhale, come back to that low lunge, and then we're just going to take it back and forth. So inhaling forward, exhaling back. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. Inhale forward, exhale back. Take a few more following your own breath, noticing the different sensations in your lower back as you move and as you get to either end of the pose. And when you're satisfied, we're going to do a fancy yoga trick, and it's just called switching. So bring your right knee back. If you like your pillow, you can keep it. Hands come underneath the shoulders. Left foot this time comes up in between. Finding a nice comfortable position here where you're feeling supported by your thigh, getting a nice little elongation there in the low back and not feeling undue compression there in the left hip flexor. So if you need to raise up a little bit to create more comfort in the leg, feel free. A few breaths here. Notice what it's like on this side of your body. Each side is a little bit different. And bring some curiosity into it. What does it feel like to be you today on this side of the body? On your next exhale, bring it back into your half split. Left toes this time pointing up towards your nose, shoulders relaxing down away from the ears. Feeling a nice stretch in the back of the front leg, and then also getting some elongation here in the lower back. And on your next breath in, bring it back up. Same thing on this side. Inhaling to come forward, exhaling back. On your next inhale, coming back up. This time bringing the knees together. You can get rid of your pillow, your blanket. Coming into a child's pose. Our knees are going to come as wide as the mat. If you don't have a mat, you can just guess it's a little bit wider than hips width distance. Big toes come together to touch behind you. Hands reaching forward towards the front of the mat as the hips sink back towards the feet. Your hips may be able to meet your feet today. They might not. That's okay. Doesn't really matter. If you experience discomfort, you can grab your pillow or a blanket, place it on top of your feet. Give yourself a little bit more space there. If you're able to rest your head on the mat, wonderful. If you're not, wonderful. You can grab a pillow or a block or your hands if you'd like something else to rest your forehead on. And just relax here for a moment and allow the low back to stretch out. As you inhale, imagine your breath traveling down to the base of your spine, finding all of the sensations, whether they're comfortable or not, and just breathing into them, acknowledging what it's like for your body to be having the experience that it's currently having, accepting it, sending yourself some love. On your next inhale, you can bring it back up. If you've got a pillow or a blanket, you can set it aside. And we're moving now back to our backs. So whatever fun way you want to get there. We made it. There's no more intensity left in the class today. If any of that was intense for you, we are winding down now, getting comfortable. So just take a moment to notice what it's like to be in your body. Notice how the different sensations and parts of your body might be different than they were at the beginning of our sequence. Starting to rock the hips back and forth, letting the knees, windshield wiper, massaging the glutes, the low back, the sciatic nerve here. As slow or as fast as is comfortable for you, find what feels good. When you feel satisfied, come back to the center, hug your knees into your chest. Big sigh. Thank yourself for showing up, for making the time in your busy schedule to show yourself some love and take care of your body. Send your right foot out to the bottom corner of your mat. Send your left foot out to the bottom corner of your mat. Snuggle your shoulders underneath your back, opening up the heart space, smiling through your clavicles. Relaxing the arms down at at the side of the body. If you're feeling open and relaxed, allowing the palms to release up towards the ceiling. If you'd like a little bit more comfort and solace, palms turn down against the ground. And relax here. Give yourself a few moments at the end of this practice to just enjoy the time. Enjoy being in your body. You did it. You showed up. You loved yourself by spending time and care for yourself. Relaxing the toes, the calves, letting the quads relax, melt the kneecaps down towards the toes. Melting the shoulders into the mat, feeling the ground beneath you support your body. It's here for you. Your practice is here for you. I'm here for you. Relaxing any tension in the muscles in the face. Letting the tongue fall down off the roof of the mouth. And breathing here. Not controlling, just being. Allow your breath to be natural. And enjoy the silence for a moment. When you feel satisfied, start bringing your attention back into your fingers and toes, wiggling around, waking the body up. Hug your knees into your chest. You can roll over to one side or just come up to a seated position. Whatever's comfortable here. If you can sit crisscross applesauce, go ahead. If not, you can be here, you can be legs out, whatever works for you. Just find a comfortable place and let's give each other and ourselves just one last thank you. Thank you so much for showing up and spending your time with me here today. Thank you for showing up for you and taking care of your body. It's the one that you have. Thank you for sharing your intention with me and giving me the opportunity to share what I love. Namaste.